Welcome to the Transum Podcast, a monthly roundup of the new features on the transum.org website, providing mathematical puzzles, games, learning activities, and the ever-popular mathematics lesson starter of the day. Here's your host, John Tranter.
Hello and an august welcome to podcast number 129. That number is the sum of the first 10 primes. Aren't you glad I told you that? Okay, let's get straight on with the puzzle of the month.
What number equals the mean of its digits?
That's the Transum puzzle for this month. The challenge is set. Have a think. Make a plan. You have 1 month to figure it out. Send in your solution as soon as you can.
Despite being an average puzzle, get the pun there, it must be the shortest puzzle of the month we've ever had. So, can it be that difficult? Well, we'll see. Please let me know how you solved it or how your student solved it. Drop an email to podcast@transum.org. And while you think about that, here are some of the key resources added to the Transum website during the last month. Huge Numbers is a new resource designed to support teachers working with students on the functional skills learning objective, carry out calculations with numbers up to 1 million, including strategies to check answers such as estimation and approximation. But of course, you don't need to be doing the functional skills course to make use of this activity. So it's essentially a curated collection of semi-randomized questions that require manual calculation methods with a focus on accuracy. Did you know that most numbers are in fact huge? Think about it for a while. Yeah, most numbers are very big. Amazing. Drop that into conversation. Okay, another new activity, Words and Concepts, is a vocabulary exercise. A passage is provided and 10 words are missing. And students have to type in the correct words and, of course, spell them correctly. The activity originally only had one level focused on algebraic words, but now, I've added a second level featuring geometric terms. Now, all the things I'm talking about in this podcast, the links can be found in the newsletter, transum.org/newsletter. Lobster Pots is a strategic risk and reward dice game in which players act as lobster fishermen, deciding each day where to place their pots, either safely in the bay or at greater risk out at sea, in hope of maximising profits over a fortnight. That's 2 weeks for those who don't use fortnight. In fact, who does use fortnight? Anyway, so they have to maximise their profits while navigating unpredictable weather conditions. Now, this game is really well known in UK schools, and it's used to reinforce probability, times tables, and decision theory. And despite its popularity and widespread use, no definitive origin or creator has been identified. Not that I can find anyway. But luckily, subscriber Jen stepped in with a version of the game she created and has very generously shared her resource with us all. So go to transum.org/newsletter, and there you'll see the link to Lobster Pots. Great for the last lesson of term or the last lesson of the year, and maybe we've missed that for UK schools, but nevertheless.
The text version of this podcast can be found at transum.org/newsletter.
Okay, Tables Master Phone Edition is a brand new page. Now, I started creating the Transum website long before smartphones became as popular as they are today. So I optimized all of the activities to be viewed on a computer screen. Although the pages work really well on iPads, those little phone screens are just too small to clearly see what's going on. So, as Tables Master is so popular, I've now created a version specifically designed to be used on a smartphone. So for those students on the school bus who can't think of anything else to do with their phones, as if, they can always practice their times tables while travelling to and from school. A lovely advanced starter on combinations and permutations has been created called Safest Safe. It's one of those mathematical situations that seems to go against intuition. It's suitable for a range of abilities depending on how you present it, and I tried it out for the first time yesterday with a student and it went down really well. Another new advanced starter called One Candle Each. And again, this is a very simple situation leading to what you might think is an unusual probability problem. But the ideas for both of those two advanced starters were inspired by the book Head Scratchers, the New Scientist's Puzzle Book, which is an excellent read and I highly recommend it. It's full of good stuff from great mathematicians and is available online in digital format, which is a big plus for me. Oh, and talking of books, when I was on holiday last week, I found a book in my Kindle reader that I had no memory of downloading. It must have been recommended to me at some time in the past, probably because maths problems are sort of intertwined in the crime fiction. So, I'm sure you won't miss a beat solving problems such as...
Water flows into a tank. The volume of water doubles every minute. The tank is full in 1 hour. How long does it take for the tank to be half full?
The book is called I'm Travelling Alone by Samuel Bjork, translated into English from the original Norwegian. How about that? Now, Norwegian. How do they say mathematics in Norwegian? Now, I've got an activity on the Transom site called Maths versus Math, and it's celebrating the different words used for mathematical concepts on either side of the Atlantic. But with that in mind, I enjoyed seeing a map on a discussion forum this week that shows how countries in Europe say mathematics. So to see that, I've reproduced it in the newsletter, transom.org/newsletter, and you can see how the word mathematics is said all over Europe. I know here in Thailand it's kanitsa. I'm sure I haven't pronounced that very well, but that's the word for mathematics. Yeah, so have a look at that. Now, I can just see right now over my right shoulder, I've got a screen running Google Analytics showing the number of page hits, which pages are most popular on the website, from which countries, and lots from Australia and New Zealand right now are accessing the site. Lots of people claiming trophies right at this very second. But of course, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably now well into your school summer holiday. If so, recreational maths activities not only reinforce academic concepts, but also promote critical thinking, creativity, and a love for learning. So here's an idea. Send your students an email containing a link to my collection of holiday maths activities. And even if only one student does only one activity, that's better than nothing, isn't it? So yeah, don't think about trying to get everybody to do lots of things. Just those enthusiastic, maybe those with a bit of time on their hands, getting a bit bored in the holiday with nothing to do. Yeah, send them the link to holiday maths activities and maybe something will take their fancy. You never know. Finally, the answer to last month's puzzle, which was...
A rectangle is drawn inside a right-angled triangle. One vertex of the rectangle coincides with the triangle's right angle. Another of the rectangle's vertices meets the triangle's hypotenuse. The rectangle is 34 millimeters from one of the acute angles and 25 millimeters from the other. What is the area of the rectangle?
So I got an answer of 850 square millimeters. And I actually introduced a couple of angles and used the tangent ratio, but really I like my method a lot less than the simplicity, efficiency and elegance of the methods that came in from you people out there. I've produced some of them at the foot of the newsletter online, so you can see the very elegant, quick methods, which I like much more than mine. Absolutely wonderful. The first person to send in a solution was Chris, over there in Scotland, and I wrote back to him saying that I didn't think I'd receive any other correct solutions, but happily I was proved wrong. A lot of you got the answer right. A huge thanks to all who took part.
Then the puzzle's been solved. The mystery ends. There's nothing too hard for Transom's great friends.
Now, can you solve this month's puzzle? Remember?
What number equals the mean of its digits?
Okay, have a go. Do let me know. Send an email to podcast@transom.org if you can find a number that equals the mean of its digits. I'd love to hear how you actually went about solving that problem. But that's all for now. Oh, apart from to say, I'm in dispute with the numbers 1, 3, 5 and 7. The odds are against me.
Thank you for downloading and listening to the Transom podcast. You can find the website at www.transom.org, where you're welcome to use all of the activities absolutely free. Or jump in with both feet and become a Transom subscriber.